Right guys, so it's a Sunday morning and unlike normal when I'd be getting the Lycra on, getting the bike ready, the bottles all sorted to go on a long ride, we're actually doing something slightly different at the moment. So since Lake Placid, been having a bit of downtime, chilling out with the family a bit more and doing some other things that I wouldn't normally be able to do. So today we're going to go out in the cars. I've got Tyler in the car with me now and we're going to go and meet some friends. One of my mates, Lee, he's got a GT4, so I'm going to park this up and I'm going to go in that. Tyler's going to jump in the RS6 and there's a few others out, and we're going to go down or go around some of the nice roads that we normally cycle on in the cars before they get too busy, and then stop for breakfast. Last time we did this, it was a right laugh. It's been far too long since I last did it, so I'll catch you in a bit and we'll see who's out and what other cars we've got today. Join us. Hi guys, how's it going?
Joe, how you doing, Joe?
Yeah, good to see you. Good to meet you, mate.
Nice. Hello, how are you? Not too bad. It's my new car.
You just come touring in this, have you?
Yeah, it's my diesel.
I love it. Go on at night, all bastards.
All of this comes up, doesn't it? The whole lot.
Does it?
Yeah, when you, yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
You must do. Yeah, I think it does.
I hope this is an air brake. I ain't got...
You know, you don't really go over 100, it's too windy.
It goes like scalded.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
And I thought the 812 was quick, but this is different.
Do they feel like it grips the road better or not?
Oh yeah, well, because it's mid-engine.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah.
You ever driven a 911?
No.
Drive 911 and then drive it came.
No, it takes it to...
That's the sort of difference, because obviously they came in with the mid-engine car. I feel it's better handling than a 911. And it's the same
They
with
say
this.
the walk
My missus got a
and things
Boxster.
like that.
Yeah, my wife's got a Boxster.
So Joe, the last few months seem to have been a bit rocky for you. Do you want to kind of talk about it?
Yeah, to be honest, the last 18 months I'd say has been, to be honest, pretty horrendous. It started off really in Texas last year, so 2023, where I took the wrong turn on the bike and obviously lost about 15 minutes, so that was the race over. And then went to ITU World Long Distance Champs 2 weeks later and didn't feel great, had a shocking race there on the run. And to be honest, it's been really inconsistent since then. I mean, I had a little bit of a good streak, which was in July last year, where I did Challenge Roth, finished 5th, but had a great performance in my own, like when looking at my own race, like the bike, the power, the run was still a 2:41 marathon, so that was pretty decent. Then went to Lake Placid 2 or 3 weeks later, managed to get the win and had a very good bike there and a decent run. But then after if you take them two out, all the other races have been pretty shocking, to be honest, especially the full distances. I went to go to Nice at the end of the year and I felt like my training had been going really well. That was really what I was building up for. Like, even when I did Lake Placid, I'd had a bit of a break, went on holiday, so that was a great result. But like, I was mainly taking a bit of time off before that to peak for Nice, and unfortunately had a lot of mechanical issues in Nice, and just wasn't able to get the result that I felt like I was in the form for. You know, my training had been going great, so I went to race Ironman Florida at the end of the year, but unfortunately got ill. Well, didn't really get ill, had a health scare before then, so that ruled out Ironman Florida, and to be honest, that was a massive blow. The fact that I couldn't compete in Ironman Florida, because I felt like that was kind of like a race to finish the season on a high, you know, race some decent athletes and try and take some scalps going into the winter. But yeah, felt like with the health scare, couldn't race, had some time off, then went into the start of 2024 and had a good race at Oceanside, but then got ill before Texas. Went to Cairns and it was an okay result, 6th place. To be honest, it was just good to get a solid-ish race in, but I wouldn't say it certainly wasn't anywhere near the best of what I've done. And then went to Lake Placid again this year and was a bit ill, I think, in the lead up. Like, I was coughing quite a bit and I didn't really want to think about it, to be honest, you know, because you never want to think negative. You always want to try and put yourself in a good headspace and good frame of mind, and you can't change the race day, can you? I was out there, the race was on Sunday, regardless of whether I felt good or bad, I just had to go into it. But yeah, then just didn't have it, felt off all day, off on the swim, off on the bike. Yeah, everything just felt harder than it should be, and to be honest, that was kind of like a sign to me that it's just time to give my body a break, have a bit of time off. I've been getting a lot of illnesses the last couple of weeks, or not couple of weeks, sorry, the last 18 months, and I can't carry on training and going to races when I think my immune system's a bit run down, and you can't guarantee that you're going to be healthy on the start line. It's just too much of a lottery, and it's very demoralising. I kind of thought all my big goals for the season, Kona, the Ironman Pro Series, they're all out now. I didn't have enough time to do well in them, and to be honest, I felt like I'd been chasing my tail quite a bit this year, where I'd go from one race and I'd add another race in because you wanted the points for the series, and to be honest, it was really bad. I wish after Texas I kind of sacked the series off, to be honest, and just picked a race in July and went for that and not chased the points, because I feel like that was a bit of my downfall this year. I've just suffered a lot with illness and stuff, so I'm taking a bit of time off, doing some different things, spend some time with the family, catching up with friends, and then hopefully I'll race again at the end of this, later on this year. If I feel good and I feel like I can do a good performance, then I will. I'm just going to build up slowly, taking my time, and if I feel like I could do a good performance in the fitness that I am, then great, I'll definitely do it. I'd love to, but that will only be if I feel like I can do myself justice and get a result that I want to do. I have no interest in turning up to a race and racing at 60% and doing a terrible race. And my main thoughts are next year now, and get into next year fresh, fit, and able to do some good performances. So that's where I'm focusing on now.
But no, there's just a drama in the cars. Considering the last one had normal brakes, like steel brakes. These have got carbon ceramic, so the brakes are like they're on or they're off. They really are. Well, you've felt them in this. Can't believe the braking, can you?
No, the braking's really good. Because the braking in Laura's cars are terrible.
It's a fade on those steel ones, where there's no fade on these carbon ceramics.
Because my M5's got really good brakes.
That M5's brilliant, though, isn't it? That's a brilliant car. Doing everything. Yeah. It's a great car, isn't it? Yeah. What do you reckon of the Ferrari? Do you like that? It's got to be a dream car, isn't it?
Yeah, I do like the Ferrari. I'd love to. I would love to. Yeah.
You need to get in that next. I think you should.
So a lot of comments on your last video suggesting you might need a coach. How are you going to approach racing differently?
Yeah, people have been saying I needed a coach for ages, and it's something that I have thought about, if I'm honest. When people had said about it before, I didn't really want to get a coach. I'd kept on improving, the results had kept getting better, and I did have a coach for one period of time, but I actually got slower. When you're getting faster and you're going better all the time, you don't really want to change things, do you? They say if it isn't broke, don't try and fix it. And you could say it's broken now. It certainly feels that way in some respects. But I've had a big look at my training. I've gone through training peaks. I've analysed what was working well before, what hasn't been. I've come to a few conclusions. First of all, I think I've been doing a bit too much in training. I've been pushing it a bit too much. You could do with structuring the days a bit better like I did before. So when it's an easier day, it's definitely a lot lighter day, so you can recover, getting some fixed rest periods in. Also, I really want to find someone who's very good at swim analysis. If you guys watching this know someone, please let me know. I'd like to, over the course of from now to the start of next year and further, looking on, I'd like to go and see him on a regular basis. If there's someone in England who's got a great reputation, works with a lot of good swimmers, let me know. Also, I've seen these sensors that you can get for your hands. I don't know if anyone's tried them, but if you have, please let me know what they're like. I've seen that they can measure power output and show what you're doing with your stroke, so I'd be really interested to try them, especially in my endless pool, so I can look at the data and then try and correct things. I think that would make a massive difference, so definitely going to go down that route with the swimming and see that, because I was talking to my friend the other day, and we were saying I put a lot of time into the bike, doing all the extras, going to the wind tunnel, trying to find these 5 watts and everything, and I need to be a bit more thorough in the swimming. So, you know, the equivalent of the wind tunnel for the swimming, you know, regular like checks with your technique, trying to make yourself as hydrodynamic as possible, and obviously training well. I feel like the training that I was doing with Billy was going really well in training. Just unfortunately, when I was getting to the races, I wasn't firing on all cylinders, but I'm really keen to keep that going, work on my technique and improve in that area, and I think that's going to be a massive gain for next year. Also tapering for races. I got a bit caught up, I think, in doing a bit too much on race week and 9-10 days out. You know, I feel like I maybe got a bit led astray. You see what other people are doing, and you know, over time it's quite easy to get a little bit led astray, I could say, because you're always, as an athlete, trying to find that little bit extra, and you're pushing boundaries a bit. You know, I was looking what I was doing before, and I thought, how can I get better than what I was doing before? I think ultimately I did too much, been taking it a bit too hard in the taper, and yeah, just haven't been able to fire on all cylinders, you know, and it's all about feeling as good as what you can in race week. And I feel like on race day, I'm someone who kind of needs to do very little on the last 9 days. I'm not someone who really needs to push it and do a lot. In the past, when I looked at the training that I was doing, it was actually very light the last 5-6 days leading into the races, but it's been very consistent. And at the end of the day, what would you rather be? Someone who does more training in race week but doesn't go as well on race day, or do less on race week and fire on race day? I mean, race day is when it matters, isn't it? So yeah, I need to kind of go back to a bit more what I was doing, and then refine it with speaking or seeing some experts in, certainly for the swimming. The running, I feel like I've definitely going along the right tracks with that. I know what I was doing and what worked before. Same with the cycling, really. Keep doing what I'm doing. I've been looking at marginal gains now for quite some time and refining my techniques. And also speaking to people. You know, I've got a couple of people that I do speak to talk about training. It's not just me doing it, but then I also did go to university and do sports science. So, you know, I'm not just, you know, I do have a good background in it, and I've been doing it now, coaching myself really since I was about 13. So yeah, it's not just, I just don't feel like I'd want to go to a coach, you know, and I'm not saying that coaches wouldn't work. It's just a big decision for me, to be honest. Speaking to people about training and taking into account what they say, yeah, absolutely, 100%. I do that all the time. I have done that for about 20 years, and I've learned a lot off people. But getting a coach full time, I just don't think that that's for me. If other people want to do it, great. That's good for them. Like, fair play.
Well, from what I understand, literally did drugs for.
Yeah, no, it's really cool though. But your car doesn't ever leave the floor, ever.
Doesn't it?
No, the wheels just constantly.
That last bit was good, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was
A
good
bit
fun.
past.
Oh yeah, because I was trying to catch you up again. Fuck me, I flew over the humpback bridge. I was surprised I didn't take my split roll. I hit the floor.
What BHP is it? 8:30.
Crikey.
Yeah. You can jump in if you want.
What do you reckon then, Lee? Your next car?
130.
Yeah, maybe. I've got a couple of others to look at.
A couple of other options.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 812 I had before this.
That's fairly warm.
Oh, can you? Yeah. Always starts.
Where did you go to?
Go-kart roundabout back.
Did you? Did you put your foot down when you did it as well?
Yeah, I stopped looking at that.
60.
Yeah.
It's just the turbos and everything. Like, I don't know if you looked in the mirror, but all that dust that came up.
How far up the rev range did you go when you put your foot down?
I don't know, went pretty far.
He only lit up 2 or 3 on the speeder, on the steering wheel. He didn't redline it.
But you went like to like 7,000 or 8,000, something like that, then, didn't you?
No, he didn't get that far.
Really?
Yeah, he was only about 6.
And you felt it like really pulling you.
Yeah.
The brakes are amazing, aren't they? You can feel it even when you're in the passenger seat, like how good
Yeah,
they
just
are.
the turbo noises and the noises that come with it are like, because they're right there.
Yeah.
Are they carbon brakes on it?
Yeah.
Cheers, Clive. You need to get going, that Tyler. How do you?
What, open that?
Yeah.
That would be really hot.
Don't
so
get too close to the exhaust. I didn't burn my leg.
Really?
It's really hot.
yeah, it's really hot in there. So you can feel it.
You can see it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real quick. On the exhaust.
It looks so nice, doesn't it? Like the looks of it.
You've got to have a red Ferrari, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to have a red one.
Yeah.
yeah. The trouble is, for as I said, when you're in the car, if you're not an experienced Ferrari driver, your brain will give up long way before the car gives up. And that's, and obviously you don't get the full potential out of it.
No.
But then I think driving on the roads,
It's hard to because
you've got to be mindful
You
of
need good roads as well that you actually know, don't you, as well?
I don't know what's going on.
Where's this going to launch into?
It just said get in.
So I think that's 0.63.3, isn't it?
something like that. Yeah. I've been in that for a launch for a big car.
Yeah, for a big car, that is quick.
It is quick. It's just a bit hard on the brakes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we had a little burn up in the cars today.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was a really good laugh. It's just something a bit different, isn't it? Really, you know, normally on a Sunday, be going for a long ride, but today, went out with the lads, took some cars out. Ferrari came out, which was awesome. Had a little sit in the passenger seat of that, didn't we, Tyler?
Yeah.
Which was pretty exciting. A couple of GT4s. I would love to have been driving actually after going out in the other cars, and that is just exciting, isn't it, really, and does change it up a little bit from the normal routine.
Yeah.
Can't do too much of that, can you, normally when you're training for an Ironman? But you know, when you're having a bit of time off, thought it was really good fun. Definitely recommend it to other people if you're into your cars, meeting up with your mates.
Yeah.
Starting early when the roads are quiet and going to a cafe for breakfast, like great way to spend a Sunday morning.
All below 60 miles an hour.
All below 60, sticking to national speed limits,
Yeah,
of course.
Don't worry. I thought Lee would have let you drive his GT4.
I don't think Lee would let anyone else drive his GT4. Yeah.
I really thought he would have let you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like best mates, aren't you?
I don't know if he would let me drive that.
Really?
Yeah, maybe. So after Lake Placid, during the race, well, even to be honest, during the race, like when I was towards the end of the bike, it really hit me hard. You know, I got to about 80 k's in, 90 k's in, and I just felt, my legs just felt terrible. Like, I'd say actually about 70 k's in. Even at the start of the ride, the power felt a lot harder than what it would normally feel like. And then about 70, 80 k's in, they didn't feel great. And then about 120, 130, I knew I wasn't going to be doing the run. They just felt awful, really heavy, dead legs, and just didn't really have anything in. It was really upsetting, to be honest. Like, I mean, I've never had it happen, but like the last 30 k's, I was like, I had a few tears, to be honest, if I'm honest. Bit like sad to say, really, but you know, the whole 18 months previous, it'd been really, it kind of all weighing, taking its toll on me, and I was just really upset, and it wasn't nice. Got into the end of the bike and then just decided to stop, and I rang my family, spoke to a few friends, and there was a few more tears, I'm not going to lie. Very upsetting. I really didn't know what to do next, you know. I thought, is it worthwhile carrying on? I wanted to still carry on, but you know, not going to races where you're not performing at your best, and that's one of the reasons why I've decided to have some time out and kind of rebuild. And I think, as well as like the racing not going as well, like over the last 18 months, has also been quite a lot of mental toll, I guess, changes, you know, becoming a dad, having Arabella, and just a load of other stuff going on that has kind of like weighed heavy, and I feel like maybe had a bit of an impact, but also, you know, it can kind of get you a bit down. So yeah, I mean, I've always been a positive person and someone that looks to, you know, the positives all the time and tries to make the best of situations, but it was getting me down really, you know, and I just needed time to reset, and just want to say to people out there, you know, if you are going for a tough time, you know, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, you know, and yeah, I felt like I was going for a tough time. I didn't feel like I'd be the kind of person that would really, you know. I'd never had anything like that, but it all took its toll on me, and yeah, I just want to say to people, you know, keep pushing on, and talk to other people, and just take some time off maybe, and do some other things if you are going through times like that, because it happens to everyone, even people that don't even expect it, you know. It might not happen to you now, but it could do in a few years' time or something like that. So yeah, just keep fighting. All right guys, that's the end of today's video. If you want to see a training update video, I could do one next. Just let me know in the comments below. I think the times are going to be pretty bad, to be honest, but we can do one anyway. Show you the journey and from where we're starting from. And I think after having a couple of weeks of not doing much training, when I do start, it's going to be it's going to be a slow start anyway, and probably from a low level. But if that's something you want to see, top age grouper to pro podium, let me know in the comments. All right, see you later guys.